Welcome back to the channel, guys. Alright, this video is going to be a little bit different than the normal fishing videos. So, I told you guys a little while ago that we might start doing some snowmobiling videos, or snowmobiling vlogs, or just, I don't know. Christmas was just a couple days ago. We had a ton of rain, and it killed all of our snowpack and everything. So, we get a little bit of snow tonight. You can see, not a lot. I'm down in central Maine right now, but Josh and I tomorrow we're driving up to Rangeley, gonna do a little bit of riding. So I got my trailer out here. I use it to transport my ice fishing sled basically, but you can see it's got planks on it, and a lot of the salty water and nastiness comes up through those planks and gets on my snowmobile. So I bought a piece of plywood and we're gonna put over that, modify a little piece to cover all that up. And I welded up this this salt guard on the front last year, and that works really well to keep a lot of the junk off. So we're gonna work on that trailer tonight, plank that up, get that nice and good because the road's gonna be crappy tomorrow. And then if we have time tonight, we're gonna be working on this old girl, which you might have seen last year in a couple of videos, but I never really talked about it. This is my 97 Panther, and it's a fanner, so it's my ice fishing sled. And there's some things already done to this to kind of modify it for ice fishing, but it's mostly just ice fishing sled. CNA Pro skis on there. It's got a nice tall windshield. I've mounted my fish finder on here and a little bar riser to make it a little more comfortable. I've also made an auger rack that goes on the front across here. That's detachable. That's over there. And that box actually goes on the back here. That's removable as well. So it's kind of set up for ice fishing, and I'm going to go over this in more detail later in the year, but I'm having a problem with this thing, and I've had the problem with it since I basically got it. It doesn't want to idle very well, or it doesn't want to stay idling. It runs fine at higher and mid RPM, but it just wants to die out when you let it idle. So last year I cleaned the carbs on it. I replaced everything brass in the carburetor, jets, the needle and seat, I mean everything, gaskets and everything. So I'm going to look at that, and I'm also going to look at the throttle slides and piston valve, whatever you want to call them, because there might be something with that. I've replaced lines, hoses. I checked the compression. Compression is good. I really don't know what's wrong with this thing, so we might actually take the carbs out and clean those and just see if that helps. So kind of just a shop night, and a little bit of a different video, but we might start doing a little bit more stuff like this because I do this stuff all the time. So let's get to it. Well, that's probably all I'm going to be able to do tonight on that, because I realized I had a bunch of plywood left over here from like other projects, and I bought the wrong thickness to match the rest of the stuff that I have. So now I got to buy another sheet of that and finish it so it's all level. I don't want to make it look real bad. I mean, it's already pretty bad, but yeah, let's load the sled up. So I'm gonna just start this up and then kind of show you what it does. I'll just start it up, mess with it a little bit, look at it, and then we're gonna strip down the carbs. And that's what happens. I don't know. Alright. Turning the idle screw doesn't do a single thing for me, so there's something's messed up in there. Could be a couple things. There's a leak somewhere in the fuel line system somewhere, but I've checked everything, looked it all over. I rebuilt the carburetors last year, cleaned everything. Might not have done, as thorough of a job that I thought, so gonna do that again and take those exhaust valve pistons, whatever you call them, in there and look at those, make sure the timing's right on those, and kind of synchronize everything. So don't really want to do this, but turn the heat on. We're gonna pull those carbs out and take a look at them. Alright, so I may or may not have found a portion of the problem here. So I just synchronized these throttle valves. I adjusted them and everything. Basically what you're gonna do is loosen off this jam nut here, loosen off the idle screw, back it out completely, and then you want to completely loosen up this so the valve is bottomed out in there. Then you can start tightening this cable back up until you just see that valve start to move just a little bit. As soon as that starts to move, then you want to, with this machine anyways, you want to pull the throttle up, and then you want to adjust the idle screw 2 turns in. And that's where they say to set it at factory. So I did that with both of these, and at that point these should open and close pretty close to the same amount, to the same time. If they don't, you can fine-tune it a little bit with tightening or loosening off these a little bit. But after I adjusted that, they both moved at the exact same time. One thing you should always do if you get an older snowmobile, pick up the repair manual or the service manual, not just the owner's manual, but this is the actual service manual. It tells you how to do a lot more stuff and where the stock settings are for a lot of these things. So actually what I'm going to do before I go ahead and clean this, because maybe I don't even have to clean it, I'm going to put these all back together, put it back on the machine, start it up, and just see if that helps anything at all. This is like day 2, like day 2.5 really. Actually I only put a few hours in on this, but it's spread over a couple days. So carburetors are apart. One is getting clean, one's getting soaked in this carburetor cleaner here. I took all the parts, pieces, stuff, and soaked them all. One thing I did buy, someone had modified this collector here on the bottom of the carburetor. It wasn't leaking or anything, but I decided to get the whatever I did with it. Right here. I decided to get the actual ones that, come on, focus, Arctic Cat sells. Not sure if it's going to really matter at all. Probably not, but I got it. So those are all getting cleaned. Should be all set in a little while. Bought new gaskets. All that good stuff. I fixed my pulse line here, put a new one on, and I bought some new gas line that we're going to be putting on and replacing just some of this line that goes to the carburetors and stuff. I hadn't done that, and I thought I'd kind of checked them all. I don't know if the camera can really pick this up in here. Come on, focus, yeah. If you look down at the very end of this tube, it's kind of almost starting to like dry rot a little bit. It doesn't feel like it's through the tube, like it's sucking air, but it could be. But we're gonna replace all these gas lines and stuff with that pipe that I just got. And for these old 90s era Arctic Cats, it takes all 3/16 inch gas line. So I know a lot of guys put on like 1/4 inch gas line when they have to use a clamp. But if you use a bigger drop line in the tank, that the vacuum and everything, it just won't work as well. It'll work fine when it's warm out, but when it's cold, it's really not going to work as well. So I've actually already replaced the drop line in the tank with this stuff. It's a brand new line. You can see it all there. All this stuff with the filter and everything, that's all replaced. So just going to do these lines. And while I have this all apart, the dash, I pulled it out because the hand warmers don't work. So on these old sleds, the hand warmers are actually inside this tube here, stuffed in there. The wiring is completely screwy. I don't even understand it really. But it comes out here, under here, into the switch, which is, well, I took this apart, switches up in there. And actually, by looking at the manual, I think that there's 2 wires that got flipped and they're plugged into the wrong prong there on the switch. So if that's actually the case, we're gonna put these carburetors back on when they get cleaned, start it up, switch those wires, and see if the hand warmers work. If they don't work, we'll be putting on some aftermarket ones, which I don't really want to do. Alright, let's install these mother lovers. Put some fresh gasoline in there. I siphoned out all the gas the other day. Not gonna put a lot in here. Do like half of this tank, so 2 or 3 gallons. That should be enough to run it anyways. Well, I'm gonna try to start it up here, see how it idles. Like I said, I have the air box off because I want to get at that hand warmer. I switched those 2 cables around, so I want to see if the hand warmers are actually going to work here. I don't really like running that with the air box off, but should be fine just for a little bit. Should be good to go. It's going to take a while to get some fuel pumping through there. But fingers crossed that this thing works now that we got everything nice and new. No! Should have pulled it first. Boom! Oh, I think we fixed it. I think we fixed it. Now, I'm not sure exactly what the problem was, because we did a lot, put all those shiny new green hoses, yellow hoses in there, cleaned the carburetors up nice, set it exactly the way the manual said. I synchronized them, set the idle, and the air screw, everything. Started up, she went perfect. Brand new gas. So I think it was kind of a combo of all those things, but it was running like crap last year. The thumb warmer, after I switched those two cords around, the thumb warmer started working actually. Got real hot. The hand warmers, I didn't feel them come on, but I'm gonna try it again tomorrow. I'll bring it outside and let it sit there for a little while, see if they work. Someone might find this useful or helpful if you got an older 90s era sled like this Panther. This is a 97. So they're all very similar. Get my actual heater hooked up tomorrow, so that thing will be pretty sweet. If you guys like these types of video, give it a thumbs up, drop in the comments if you like this type of stuff. I know it's mostly a fishing channel, but we might start throwing in a couple other stuff here. It's all outdoor related, so thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, do whatever you want, hit the bell for notifications, and we'll catch you guys next time.